Hi, I'm Kesenya and welcome to Guiding Star Astrology. I'm your Astro Weather Girl, here with this week's Astro Weather Report. I'm going to show you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. In my videos, I use both Vedic and traditional Western techniques with tropical astrology, not sidereal astrology. I also use the traditional system of whole sign astrology for my analysis. You can use this video to the best of your advantage by listening to the introduction to understand what the week holds for you, and then going to the timestamps for your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a more personalized forecast for the week ahead. Astrology is not designed to scare you. It's designed to give you information so that you know what the good and the challenging energies in the week ahead will be, and you can therefore consciously work with them to the best of your advantage. Remember, knowledge is power. Now, there are scammers about, and so if you should receive a message from me on any platform requesting your money for a reading, know that it is a scam. Report them immediately. And now settle in and let's see what the astral skies have in store for the week ahead. Hello everybody, I want to empower you through the tool of astrology this week, and this week we are looking at the energies that are at play between the 14th of January through to the 21st of January. So thanks for joining me. I want to mention the Royal Stars Academy. I'll probably mention it at the end of each sign's forecast as well. But until the end of January, the Royal Stars Academy introductory level is on discount for $500 off. Soon as January finishes, back to normal price. So if you would like to study astrology, even be certified down the track as a practicing astrologer, then come and join me at the Royal Stars Academy in 2023 and learn astrology with me. So let's move now to this week's energy focus. Okay, first up, we have on the 15th of January, we have Venus square to Uranus at 15 degrees. Let's draw this on the board. Here's Uranus at 15 degrees of Taurus, squaring Venus over here at 15 degrees of Aquarius, making a square aspect between two fixed signs. So how's your love life? You know, no matter what state it is in, this aspect can really stir the pot. We want freedom, we want excitement, we don't want boredom and the same old, same old. Under this energy, we want to be thrilled, be excited, be enthused about our love life. Now, sometimes if things have been a bit testy in relationships, this combination can really stoke the angry fire because it is a hard aspect, an aspect of friction, a square aspect. So that's one way that it can express, because we're sick of the same old, I'm not going to put up with this anymore, and boom, away it goes. Now, if you are a couple that likes a little experimentation or playfulness, if you're open to change as a couple, if you're quite open-minded as a couple, then you have nothing to fear from this transit, because it can actually enhance your sense of connection with your partner. So dive into the experimentation, dive into the playfulness, be open to change in your relationship, and you'll find that you'll get much more out of this energy exchange than if you're restricted and stuck and blocked in relationship. And that may be the case for some people. We're all different. We're all having different experiences of energy on the planet. But this energy, being that it is between two fixed signs, and it's this energy of wanting to break free in relationships, it's not going to come easily. We're going to feel like it's slow moving. This energy between fixed signs, slow moving energy of I need to break free, but it's not happening. What do I need to do to make the change? So be aware that you may be desiring change, but it might be slow in manifesting, slow in coming. Okay? Now, if you're single and loving it, then this is a rather autonomous energy because of Uranus's involvement here. If you're single, it's probably going to fill your life instead with very interesting people, unusual experiences, quirky experiences. This might be related to finances or your connection with other women out there in the world in some way. So something unusual, something quirky, something interesting is likely to happen. enjoy it for what it brings you. Yes, there could be friction for some people. Yes, there could be experimentation and playfulness for others. And for those of us, like I said, who are not looking at the relationship side of things, it's going to mean a lot of quirky, interesting events. So that's the first thing off the bat this week. Then on the 19th of January, hurrah, I can hear everybody cheering loudly. No, that's Mars, sorry. We have Mercury up here in Capricorn, moving direct. A big D, really awkward D. D for direct. Now, this is happening on the 19th of January at 8 degrees of Capricorn. We've talked a lot about the Mercury retrograde process here in Capricorn, how special it is, how unique it is. If you want to know about that, go back to my video 2 weeks ago and you will get the complete breakdown for Mercury retrograding in Capricorn. Now, I know it was Christmas and New Year when that video was released, so a lot of you didn't see it. But if you would like to understand what's gone on over the Christmas break better, do visit that video from a couple of weeks back. Now, the key to Mercury retrograde periods is this idea of revamp, renew, research, reconnect, resolve. And we are doing all those things in many areas of our life. Now that, during the retrograde process, now that Mercury is at his most powerful, when he is in, well, he's not in front of the sun at this point, but he is, he's in this zone of the solar system where he is before the sun and therefore closer to our Earth. Now that we're at this most powerful stage, he is in front of the sun and he's now deciding to move direct on this day, the 19th of January. It's really time to get going. And we can ask ourselves questions like, have we researched our next big step in life thoroughly? If yes, then it's time to make a move. If we haven't made the most of Mercury retrograde by researching what our next step in life is going to be, then the move can't happen. So hopefully you've made the most of this Mercury retrograde period, as I said in my video 3 weeks ago. Have you resolved conflicts and tension in your life during Mercury retrograde? Well, that means it's time to celebrate feeling lighter, having let go of that baggage. Have you reviewed decisions in your life? And particularly anything that needed some second thoughts. You know, should I have dumped that person? Should I have quit that job? Should I have invested that money? If you've reviewed your decisions and sort of come to a satisfactory conclusion in your heart about those decisions, then you can move forward now that Mercury is direct, solid in your direction, knowing you've done the right thing, you've reviewed it. Yes, I approve of what I did. Now it's time to just get on with my life and move forward. What are you waiting for? Mercury moving direct is actually a very exciting phase where all the preparatory work feeds into the blessing that is now going to follow on. And remember, if you're a Patreon subscriber, there is a video on my Patreon list that talks about Mercury in his Promethean phase, which Mercury will be in for some time yet, and what that means for us all. And then on the 19th of January, and this is the energy we're going to be talking about for the all signs breakdown, we have a conjunction here of the sun. I'll just put a little line there. The sun with Pluto. Now, this is at 28 degrees of Capricorn. The sun's getting very near to leaving the sign of Capricorn at this stage. Empowerment is ours. On the 19th of January, we feel totally capable under conjunction with Pluto energy of taking life by the horns and bending it to our will. But there is a hiccup with this method, however, that comes with a tendency towards manipulation and towards control. Now, this might be felt with other people trying to manipulate and control you, or you might be doing it to other people. Be aware of that. Now, in the positive sense, because conjunctions are a type of aspect that can give mixed bag results, you know, both the positive and what we determined to be the negative. So in the positive sense, the sun is the great illuminator, while Pluto is the god of the underworld. So the sun may be very well illuminating hidden secrets in your life, power plays that have been going on that you weren't aware of, and this is collectively as well as individually as well. It will illuminate any nasty agendas, any financial dodginess can come out under the sun's glare and it's shown for what it is. So are you ready for what is going to be revealed? Not only from what other people have been doing to you, but what you might have been doing underhandedly to other people. Again, it's a time for being aware and keeping everything above board, lest you be found out, lest you be exposed. So our own psyche, our own psychological processes can come under scrutiny on the 19th of January. That means our destructive attitudes, our hurtful behavior, our dark sides, they're all similarly going to see the light of day, and they're going to need to be dealt with and hopefully dissolved or composted. Composted is one of my favorite words associated with Pluto. So when something is composted, we turn it into something that can feed our soul ultimately. We see the truth, we become aware, we deal with that issue, that dark side, that yucky side of who we are, the shadow side of who we are, and it can that dissolving process can ultimately feed our blossoming in the long run once we've dealt with it. If we choose not to deal with our dark, yucky, murky side, then it's just going to stay, you know, stinky and yucky and off in our lives. No blossoming can come when we don't deal with the darkness. So naturally, Sun conjunct Pluto is a terrific transit for us to work with to be able to transform ourselves at a core level. Pluto wants us to embrace our true soul purpose. And for some people, because that's the point of Pluto, it's a very soul-oriented planet. And for some people, this transit might illuminate exactly what your soul purpose is, and where you need to get on track with your ability to shine. The sun is our identity, how we shine, and the confidence that expresses in the world. Pluto and Sun conjunction can expose what our purpose is and what we need to do to shine, to have confidence, and to step into our true identity. So can be a very, very good, helpful transit. And then on the 20th of January, the sun, here he is going to, let's make him move a little bit, is going to move into the sign of Aquarius, where he will spend the next 30 days sojourning through Aquarius. There's going to be some adventures while the sun is in Aquarius. We'll talk about those in the weeks ahead. But the sun illuminates, as we've said, wherever it goes in the zodiac. So in this month, it is time for Aquarian people to shine. It's going to illuminate Aquarian people. They will be highlighted in our communities, in our social lives, on TV. You know, it's their turn to shine. So our focus also, while the sun is in Aquarius, moves to the collective endeavors now, to things like creating community, finding practical solutions to social issues, things like that are Aquarian themes. Logic and fact now take the helm while Sun is in Aquarius. So let's it lets us get a good sense of, well, let's hope that there is a good sense of truth interdispersed in the scientific perspective that Aquarius represents. That's going to be emphasized. Let's hope that truth comes in as well, and that we don't get so fixated on the science and the logic that we lose our sense of balance with spirit as well, because that's the shadow side of Aquarius. Hopefully the sun will be illuminating where we do that so we can make changes, okay, where we neglect our spirit in favor of science, in favor of logic. And look, if you're a fan of quantum theory as I am, you'll know that things are not always logical. Well, they're never logical really at a quantum level. They are chance, they are unpredictable at a quantum level. And so, you know, putting all our eggs in the basket of logic and really does us no favors. It removes the opportunity that we have as human beings to trust in the divine, to let spirit perform miracles in our life, for alternate solutions to emerge if we are restricting ourselves just to logic and science-based perspectives. So it's my hope that while the sun is here in the sign of Aquarius, it's going to illuminate for us where we're too heavily leaning towards science, when we're too heavily leaning towards logic and not allowing miracles and manifestation and faith to shine. Okay? Now, being a social sign, in Aquarius, the spirit of connection could become quite strong over the next 30 days, and you might find yourself looking for new ways to reach out, to collaborate, and to network with other people, which is truly lovely. Tenacity is also a hallmark of Aquarian energy, and so during this transit of the sun, you might really be called on to exhibit tenacity in your life at this time, and doing so could really pay off. So I'd ask you to, if you need to pause the video, do so, but consider, where do you need some tenacity in your life? What area of life is calling for you to focus that empowerment? I would suggest putting your energy towards creating tenacity in that area. It might be in relationships or with finances, with your home and domestic life, in your career, could be anywhere. Where do you need some more tenacity? During the sun's sojourn through Aquarius, that is the time to really amp up tenacity in that particular area of life. Okay, let's move on to the all signs breakdown now, and we are looking at Pluto empowering the sun, because these are the two extreme bodies of the solar system. I mean, we do consider planets in the Kuiper belt beyond Pluto nowadays in astrology, but the big guns that we deal with include Pluto all the way back to the sun as our key astrological indicators. And so Pluto is at one end of the solar system, while the sun is in the central space, and everything in between kind of affects us in different ways, obviously, but they're the two extremes of the solar system, and so they're very, very powerful planets. Pluto is really kick-ass. So this is not a transit to be taken lightly or sniffed at, as we might old-fashionedly say. It's all about illumination of secrets and mysteries, as we said, power plays, manipulation and coercion being revealed, our destructive behaviors being revealed, and the chance to embrace our soul purpose, or to realize what that purpose is. Now, Cancer, you sit opposite Capricorn. So I'm going to start with you guys, because you haven't sort of had a go at being first off the ranks for roughly 6 months. So it's your turn now. Let me just get my little thing all set up nice and straight there. Okay, so if we're starting with our Cancer energy, Cancer is seeing the energy of Sun conjunct Pluto in the 7th house. This is the house of everything and everyone that is opposite you, my Cancer friends, the public, other people, everything far away from you, clients, audience, that kind of thing. There may well be some secrets revealed about other people in your life. So Cancer people might be discovering some, skeletons in the closet, or deep dark truths that now come to light for the next few days, while the sun is conjunct with Pluto. This is happening on the 19th of January. The 7th house is also about equal relationships and partnerships, balance, fairness, justice. But Sun conjunct Pluto will illuminate where there is a lack of balance, fairness, and justice by people, doing power plays or manipulating you in some way, or a contract that you've signed that's actually been a form of coercion. So this is going to be highlighted for you where relationships are imbalanced. You're going to see that. Particularly around the 19th of January, some kind of relationship where there's been an imbalance of power. That'll be highlighted. Now, how we perceive others is also a theme of the 7th house. How we treat others is also a theme of the 7th house. So do be careful, Cancer people, that you aren't being the one manipulating and coercing other people to do what you want. Okay? Our destructive behaviors can be revealed. Now, in this case, with the Sun conjunct with Pluto in your 7th house, it is mostly focusing on your destructive behaviors that you dish out to other people. Maybe you're too demanding. Maybe, you're, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of a few things. Maybe you gossip behind people's back or something, and it affects other people's reputation or status. Your destructive behaviors in regard to how they affect other people may be revealed. Maybe, let's say you gossip about somebody. Maybe they find out that you've been gossiping about them, and it all comes crashing down. Sun reveals the Pluto behaviors that you might be exhibiting with other people. And if that's what happens, if there's some revelation of some of your destructive habits, or even if you just personally come to an awareness of them yourself, you'll know, well, hey, it's time to compost that. It's time to end that behavior, because that's not doing me any good. It's getting other people in trouble. It's hurting other people. I don't want to be somebody who hurts other people. I'm going to get rid of that. Use the illumination of those kind of themes as an opportunity to change and evolve and grow into a better version of you, a higher vibrational version of you. It's also the chance for us to embrace our soul purpose. And in this case, we have many soul purposes. Don't just think it's one singular thing. In this case, soul purpose might be very, well, your soul purpose with relationships is what's being highlighted. And that includes how you behave in certain trade situations, negotiation situations, business dealings. So your chance to embrace or realize your soul purpose with perhaps a business situation, or a marriage situation, or some kind of trade deal. You know, maybe you've been thinking about, I don't know, signing a contract that's going to sort of help you shine in the world, sun energy. And, you know, in this situation where you're reading through the contract and it's going to be a real, you know, kicker, real winner for you, then, you know, you're reading through the contract and like, this is what it's all about for me. I signed this contract with this company. This is going to be part of my soul journey, part of my purpose. I'm so glad I'm signing this contract. And I talk about contracts because this is a house of contracts as well. You know, maybe you realize, you know, my purpose is to be involved in some sort of a business deal. Maybe my sole purpose is to be married to this person. For some of you, that might be highlighted and you realize they're the one for me. I need to propose to them, or they've proposed to me and I'm going to say yes because the sole purpose is being illuminated. Now, for some people, it might be that, hey, this marriage is not my sole purpose, and that becomes illuminated around the 19th of January. So it could be revealed like, I just can't do this anymore. And maybe that's the truth about the soul purpose that is highlighted with the Sun conjunct with Pluto. So be prepared. One way or another, there's some revelation regarding other people, regarding relationships that might come your way, Cancer friends. All right, Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon people. Capricorn energy is focused for you, as you are well aware after the last few weeks. We've been talking a lot about the activities occurring in Capricorn. This is your 6th house. So this is quite an interesting one for Leo friends, because it's the house of people, our enemies who do not, excuse me, people who do not have our back. You know, the people who are undermining us at work, who are, you know, trying to stomp all over us in the workplace and sort of play down our good achievements and behavior and stuff like that, and trying to lift themselves up, you know, that kind of imbalanced work situation. And so it's in those situations of imbalance, or sometimes even sort of criminal activity even, that the illumination of this behavior can occur. The sun illuminates the Pluto things, you know, secrets, the mysteries in the 6th house, the house of work colleagues. Or if you're an employer, it might be that some secret about one of your employees might come to light. This is the house of our employees. So that could come to light. Some secrets and mysteries are revealed. And some secrets and mysteries are revealed about your enemies, people who do not have your best interest at heart. And of course, this leads to the whole topic of power plays and manipulation. Of course, those sorts of behaviors with your enemies and people who do not cheer for you can come to the fore as well, can be revealed. So those sorts of things are going to be illuminated. Those who are your adversaries, I think I've said that right. I'm having trouble. My brain is in reverse mode at the moment. So this represents an illumination of where harmony is being dissolved. Why is harmony being dissolved? Because this is the 7th house of harmony, and 12 houses from the house of harmony. 12 houses represents the dissolution of something. So if we count 12 houses from the house of harmony, we get to the house of dissolution of harmony. So that's going to be illuminated and revealed, shown where there is, you know, a lack of harmony in your life, a lack of getting along, a lack of fairness, a lack of equality in this house of imbalance. It's going to be shown to you under this energy. Also, it's a house where why we struggle will also be revealed. You know, any destructive behavioral patterns that we have are going to be revealed to us and illuminated to us, and the reason why they are causing us trouble can be highlighted. So do take note. It's a very empowered time for soul growth because of that. You know, journal on the 19th of January to discover, okay, this is where I'm letting myself down. This is where I'm self-sabotaging. This is where, you know, karma keeps coming back to haunt me. You will discover a lot through journaling and processing your inner thoughts regarding disadvantage and where things are imbalanced under this energy. Destructive behaviors, as I said, can be revealed in you, but also in the people in your life. And I'm not just talking about the enemies that you might have or the work colleague who's, you know, trying to stab you in the back. It's not just that. It could be destructive behaviors by healthcare practitioners in your life might be shown. Maybe a doctor told you to do a certain thing and that it would be perfectly harmless for you, and suddenly you realize, well, that's not the case. That was lies. That was coercion. That was manipulation. Sun with Pluto in the house of the healer and the health practitioner. That can happen, and believe me, it's been happening a lot all over the world lately. But not only health practitioners are seen from the 6th house, but, you know, anybody who works to solve unbalanced situations. So that could be somebody like a fitness coach who's there to help you lose weight or get in shape and toned and everything. You know, maybe something about a fitness coach might be revealed, their destructive behaviors or their manipulation and coercion, or it could be a naturopath, or it could be the military is seen through the 6th house. Some military interaction that you've had is revealed for what it truly is, perhaps. We also, anyone who cleans, maybe you've got a cleaner who works for you. And maybe they've been ripping you off. You thought they were giving your bathroom a good scrub, and it turns out they just, you know, came in and sprayed some scented spray and left things as it was, and the bathroom wasn't getting cleaned at all. You know, there's where you've been conned, where you've been manipulated with anything to do with the 6th house can be revealed. Now, I've talked about healthcare practitioners, I've talked about cleaners, I've talked about the military. Anyone in a position of service is seen through the 6th house. So it could be your local barista. You keep going down and you ask for a coffee in the morning and you ask for a double shot of something, caffeine or whatever, and, you know, they're trying to save a buck and they're only putting a single shot in, not a double shot. You know, it's where you have been manipulated, where you've had the wool pulled over your eyes, where you have been taken for a ride, so to speak, where they have exerted power over you in a secretive way. That can be illuminated now. Anyone who's in a service industry who has not served your best interest. So keep your eyes peeled, Leo. That could be the case. And it may not mean that anything comes of it. It might just mean you go to a different cafe to get your coffee in the future because you don't want to cause a stir, and that's fine. But the revelation will come in some way, shape or form into your life on the 19th of January. What else can I say about this? Well, look, toxicity is seen through the 6th house as well. And this is a house of practical healing, purging and cleansing. And of course, Pluto is a planet that has to do with composting and excretion, getting rid of something. So I really feel that for Leo people, this is a great time to do a detox, to cleanse their system, you know, juice fast or something like that, or just eat pure and healthy or light foods, because it's really going to support this energy on this day, which is about clearing the body of anything that's not good for you. And if you're into, I don't know, natural remedies, pine needle tea, you know, taking certain supplements that help clear the blood or whatever, then this is the day for really going hard at it with that sort of thing, because the energy supports the letting go. Okay, so that's what we're really seeing for our beautiful Leo friends. Now, Virgo rising, sun or moon people. Well, the energy, let me get that straight. The energy of Pluto conjunct the sun is occurring in your 5th house. So this is where there might be the illumination of some kind of secrets and mysteries that you have missed out on knowing about. And it's likely to be something to do with your children or your lovers, or maybe even a celebrity talk about celebrities in a minute, but let's say children and lovers. Let's say, you know, your child has been sneaking out of the house at night and you knew nothing about it. Lo and behold, 19th of January rocks around with this energy and you find out the sun illuminates the secretive Pluto behavior of your children. And of course, once you know about it, you can do something about it. Maybe a lover has been manipulating you or controlling you in some way and you just thought that was normal behavior, but then something happens around the 19th of January and you're like, hang on, that's actually not what somebody who is loving and kind would do to another person. And you're like, that's it, I'm dealing with this. This is not proper behavior, this is coercive and this is power plays. Something like that could be illuminated. Or it could be that you are behaving this way towards your children or your lovers. Maybe you're being manipulative. Maybe you're being coercive. Maybe you're keeping a secret from them in some way. And it can all come out. The dirty laundry is aired under an energy like this one. Now, I did mention celebrities. Well, you know, we have a lot of celebrities in our life. How they get there is a very interesting question. Whether they're placed there by certain power people or whether they get there because of their true talent. I have a certain opinion around that. You might have your opinion, and that's fine. But people in positions of power by being celebrities are somehow going to be under this very strong influence of the sun, Pluto today, and you Virgo people are going to be the ones to notice it. So this might mean that maybe a celebrity deceived people. Pluto is to manipulate and control through secretive methods. So maybe some celebrity person, you know, was in the public eye telling people to do certain things and buy a certain product or whatever, and then it turns out that it was all a con. And this con, this manipulation, this coercion by a celebrity will be revealed on the 19th of January. Or any destructive behaviors that, you know, people in these public positions of power, that's what celebrities are, for better or worse, whether they deserve them or not. The people in those high-level positions of view in the world, let's say, their behaviors can be revealed for what they truly are. Okay, so this is also, Pluto conjunct the sun is also an opportunity for us to embrace our soul purpose and to realize what, for some people, realize what that purpose is. And of course, this is the house of our creativity, our hobbies. It's also the house of sports that we enjoy, the ability to feel love, and the things that we love are seen through the fifth house. So, you know, what you love, your passion for life can really be revealed. You know, maybe you were always interested in astrology, but under this sun conjunct Pluto transit, it might be that you realize astrology is my purpose. That is why I'm here, because I want to help people know themselves better. I want to help people understand themselves better. So maybe, you know, on the 19th of January, something happens and it solidifies for you. This thing that's been a hobby, that's what your passion is. That's what you love, and it's part of your soul purpose. Now, I've given you the example of astrology, but it could be anything. It could be collecting teddy bears. It could be, you know, racing cars, whatever it is. Something that you love, something that you're passionate about, something that you're good at, you may realize is your soul purpose, is a part of the grand plan for your life here on this planet. Thank you, my Virgo friends. Now Libra rising, Libra sun, Libra moon people. Well, the energy of our beautiful conjunction of Pluto and the sun down here in Capricorn, this is occurring in your fourth house. So this is the house of our life foundation, our emotional core strength. So really, what is going to happen for our Libra friends is a very deep look into your emotional self, your emotional well-being. Are you healthy emotionally? Are you happy, or are you struggling with anxiety? Are you struggling with a sense of lack, or a sense of aloneness or something, some sort of deep emotional trouble? This is going to be illuminated. The sun will show your emotional self to yourself by highlighting the darkness, Pluto, in the emotional realm of the chart, the fourth house. So be prepared, Libra. I mean, have your journal handy and do some journaling, or take a meditative walk to ponder these things and to try and understand why, you know, because what is going to happen is this energy is going to empower your understanding. It's going to illuminate the heavy emotional energy so that you can deal with it. So it comes up to the surface and it can be composted and resolved. So it's a blessing in disguise, okay? Pluto is a difficult planet, let's face it. He's not your traditional Vedic astrology malefic, because he's part of modern astrology, and the traditional Vedics don't use the invisible planets like Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. But we use it in Western astrology, and it is considered to be, in fact, all the outer planets are considered to be difficult to some extent. But it is a very dark planet, and it can contribute to depression, sadness, anxiety. But this doesn't mean like forever. Like this is not necessarily an ongoing state of being, you know, particularly for people who do not have planets that are malefic of nature in their fourth house. But so what I'm trying to get at here is that any of those heavy emotions, which I've just talked about, are going to be illuminated and therefore give you the opportunity to deal with them, resolve them, compost them, and move beyond them, to develop a sense of personal power, Pluto, over those heavy emotions. It's an empowering day for healing through looking honestly, in truth, at those heavy, deep emotional issues in your life, Libra. But enough about the emotions. This is also the house of our security and stability, our sense of belonging. So if somebody has been in your life who is threatening your security, your stability, your sense of belonging, well, that can be revealed. If they, let's say, I don't know, maybe you've had grandma living with you or mum living with you, and she's manipulating everybody in the family, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is really destroying the stability of my family unit. Well, it's going to be highlighted and illuminated for you around the 19th of January. If that's a scenario that you can relate to, there might be other scenarios that somebody is threatening your stability and security and your sense of belonging in the world. And it can be highlighted in order for you to do something about it. Don't just sweep it under the rug, because that's very much against the Pluto methodology. Pluto wants you to deal with the darkness, to deal with the muck, so it can be composted and turned into something beautiful. So maybe it's time to say to mum, you know, Mum, it's probably time you got your own place. We're going to help you find a place. We're going to help you find an apartment so that you don't have to, you know, live in the house with us any longer, and you can have your own life. So, you know, it's going to illuminate things for the purpose of you being able to deal with them and make a change. Now, this is also a house of parenting. So what could be being highlighted for you is, if you are a parent, how you are manipulating your children or other members of your family, because this is how you parent your children and how you relate to your ancestry. So there could be power plays, there could be manipulation, there could be coercion that is revealed. Any destructive behaviors that you have, Libra, might come up for you to deal with them as well. Now, in a practical sense, this is the house of our domestic life. It's the house of land and property, home, gardening, farming, fishing. For a Libran person in modern astrology, Pluto is the ruler of your second house of finances. So it could be that something financial happens, like maybe you get a loan, or maybe an investment pays off or something like that, and you can use it to bless your domestic life, or, you know, buy some new products for your garden or renovate that house or whatever. So I'm seeing that something financial, illumination by the sun of your second house lord, can serve to bless your fourth house. It's also the chance to embrace our soul purpose. Now, everybody has many and varied and different soul purposes. You know, our purpose is not just, you know, to produce a film. You know, that might be a part of our soul's purpose here on the planet, to produce a wonderful movie. But also, your soul's purpose might also to be a father here on the planet, and to be a good dad as well as a filmmaker. You know, so there's many, you know, facets that make up who we are and are part of our soul purpose. It's not, very rarely is it ever just a singular thing, and when it is, it will usually be denoted by a stellium of, I don't know, 7 planets or something in a single sign, where there's a singular purpose, and that's the end of the story for a person. Okay, but that's a whole other topic about stelliums, which I won't go into here. Join the Royal Stars Academy, come and study stelliums with me. But where were we? Here in the house of land and property and home, we might realize that part of our soul's mission and our soul's purpose, because that's what the planet Pluto has to do with, is to, I don't know, maybe move to a new place, move to a new house, or do up the house that we've got, or make a more beautiful garden, or make our domestic life more harmonious. So there is something that is revealed about our life purpose regarding our home, where we live, how we live, that is going to be illuminated to us, revealed to us, and given the opportunity to change, for us to embrace a new soul purpose with our personal, private way of life, way of living. Fourth house. All right, thank you, Libra. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio rising, sun or moon. Well, Pluto happens to be your first house ruler. So this is a very personal transit for you guys in the modern astrological sense. Sun conjunct with Pluto, and it's occurring for you in the third house. This is a house of movement and restlessness. So I feel that my Scorpio friends are going to feel a little bit antsy on this day, and that might, you know, that might lead to some great change in your life that needs to happen. But I would also suggest that, you know, you might like to sort of take a trip or go for a walk or a bike ride or something, just to take the edge off that feeling of restlessness by incorporating some movement into your day. Now, this is also the house of relatives and neighbors, siblings. It's also the house of people you encounter in group situations, like a workshop or something like that, or on a Zoom call or something. People who we don't choose to interact with in our life, but they do interact with us nonetheless. These people, some sort of secret, some sort of mystery might be illuminated. The sun is to illuminate some sort of secretive behavior by maybe a brother or a sister, maybe a workshop group or something. Something comes to the light regarding these particular people groups. Some secrets. You also need to be aware of being manipulated and controlled, and indeed, Sun illuminating Pluto here, and Pluto behavior will show you where a workshop group, where you know, a sibling, where a friend, like friendships that feel like siblings are seen through the third house. So where a friend might be manipulating you or coercing you, where a neighbor is, you know, exhibiting some sort of power play, this is going to be highlighted and illuminated. You mightn't have even known it was going on, but on the 19th of January, lo and behold, there it is, right there. Now, there might even be some sort of power plays coming through in some communications. Maybe you receive an email, maybe somebody writes a blog post or something like that, or there's a social media post or something where there's a power play going on. So be conscious that that could be the case as well. But you know what? Destructive behaviors of our own can also be revealed. If we are creating posts that are designed to undermine somebody else or to manipulate somebody else, that comes up for us to have to deal with, or it's shown. You know, I was just flicking through social media, Instagram or something just the other day, and there was the most fascinating reel I've ever seen. You may have seen it. It's sort of doing the rounds at the moment, by a man who was hang gliding or something, and he was filming, and there was this massive eagle flying right beside him, and the eagle was so trusting of this man in his hang glider that it decided, oh, I'm going to hitch a free ride here, and it landed on the hang glider and sort of folded up its wings and just sat there for the ride. How beautiful. But I was looking at the comments in this for this reel, and there was a comment by the dude who had filmed this footage that said, hey, a bit of credit for my footage here, thank you very much, because somebody had just reposted it and claimed it as their own. So that is the kind of thing that we might see happening. You know, you see your footage, your reel, your post being reissued somewhere else, and someone else is taking the credit for it, and you know, this comes out. There's manipulation, there's a power play, there's some, you know, somebody stealing your stuff. And you can do something about it on this day, because obviously when something is revealed and illuminated, we can actually take action and make a change and say, hey, how about some credit here? You know, this is my footage, that kind of thing. So social media is the realm where that manipulation and coercion, or that sort of secretive, underhanded behavior might be taking place. Now, Also, when Pluto and the Sun are in a conjunction, it gives us the chance to understand what our soul purpose is and to embrace our soul purpose. Now, we have many soul purposes. Some, many of us are quite energetically broad. And so we might have a career soul purpose and a family soul purpose and a creative soul purpose all going on at once. So it all depends on your natal chart. But here, with this conjunction of the 2 in the 3rd house, you might have revealed to you some sort of soul purpose with social media. You realize, I need to start a website selling healthcare packages or whatever it happens to be. And so you can establish a website, a social media presence, or a blog, or write some journal article, or send an email or something that helps you to embrace your soul purpose. Or you might even encounter a blog post or a workshop or a social media event or something that helps you realize what your true soul purpose on this planet actually is. So good stuff, good things can come of this interaction in terms of knowing where your soul wants to go, getting some clarity around where your soul wants to go. You might get some clarity around, maybe you've been thinking of, starting a new business. This is a house of small business. And on the day that the Sun conjuncts Pluto, how to go about setting up that business and what that business is going to mean to you and how powerful an influence that small business is going to be in your life is revealed to you, and you realize this is my soul purpose, to start my own side hustle or to start my own personal business and make money on my terms. So realizing what that small business might be, or embracing that idea that I'm going to do it myself and go my own way with my own small business or side hustle, that can all be illuminated with the Sun conjunct Pluto in the 3rd house. Exciting times, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius rising. Oh, flies have been so bad in Australia this year. Excuse me while I shoo that one away. Sagittarius rising, Sun or Moon people. Well, the energy of Pluto in a conjunction with the Sun is quite powerfully falling in your in your 2nd house, the house of the resources that we need for life. Now, this is a combination, Sun and Pluto, where the illumination of underhanded things or the illumination of secrets can occur. Now, this isn't a house of any particular people group. This is a very personal house to you. So what might be happening here is that the illumination on the 19th of January might be around where you're self-sabotaging in terms of your own prosperity, in terms of creating your own security materially in the world, where you've been diddling yourself out of what you are due. Now, that can be a secret thing. Like, sometimes, like you've heard described many times, I'm sure, but the soul is like an iceberg. There's only a certain small bit of it above the waterline that you see, and the rest is all going on at it. So much of who we are is hidden from ourselves. And part of the journey of life is to understand the bit that's underneath the waterline of who we are. And so Pluto conjuncting with the Sun on the 19th of January is going to show us where we are in that piece that's under the waterline, have been doing ourselves a disservice, self-sabotaging, or getting in our own way. This is going to be revealed. And of course, whenever something Plutonian in our lives, and we all have Plutonian themes in our lives, whenever something Plutonian is revealed, it gives us the opportunity for change. So you might see, I always decline to go in on a certain investment, and they're all making a killing, they're all making lots of money, but for some reason I think I can't do it, or I think I can't be involved, and I self-sabotage my own prosperity by not getting involved in a certain financial opportunity, or buying a certain product that's going to make our life better or make our life easier. You will be shown where you are selling yourself short materially in the world. Now, this is also an energy of power plays and manipulation and coercion that is shown to us. So if somebody is manipulating you through material means, holding finances over your head. You know, like a bank loan might be an example where, you know, you can't move forward in life because you're, you know, up to your eyeballs in debt perhaps. Where, let's say, you know, you're in a divorce situation and a husband or a wife is hanging a financial situation over you, like, if you leave me, you'll get nothing and I'll take you to the cleaners materially or something, so you stay in a, you know, toxic relationship. You know, all that sort of behavior can come out under this energy. Okay, so be aware of that, Sagittarius. Destructive behaviors can be revealed that are being directed to you over material goods and finances, but also you might be doing it to other people. You might be tempted, because this is the house of you and your materiality, you might be tempted to coerce or manipulate or dominate or have power plays materially and financially with other people. Please be careful of that, because that's your karma that you're toying with if you're being, you know, behaving in that sort of way. You know, and this, I'd love your comments about this, Saggy friends. It seems to me that everybody who is ruthless and tyrannical and grasping and climbing materially, they're the ones who seem to succeed in the world. Why is it that in material circumstances, the spiritual, the peaceful, the loving, the giving, tend to miss out? I want a commentary on that in the comment section, because I am sick of seeing that exhibiting in the world, and I would like to know why that's the case. Because earth signs, and I'm going off on a tangent here, forgive me, but you know, Sagittarian people are philosophical, so I'm sure you'll have an opinion on this. Earth signs are the material world. Does that mean that all earth signs are grasping and coercive and evil? No, because everybody deserves to have their material earth sign needs met in the earth plane. So why is it that so many, I'm going to use the collective term of evil people, succeed materially, while the peace-loving, the giving and the kind people tend to come in second best? Why is that so? Please, I would love your opinion, my beautiful philosophical Sagittarian people. Okay, but back, I mean, Pluto's quite a psychological planet, so maybe it's pertinent that I should ask such a question. But let's get back to the themes that are playing out in the next week, particularly around the 19th of January here. This is a chance for our Sagittarian people to embrace their soul purpose materially. Now, we have many soul purposes in life. People think, I'm trying to find my purpose. I'm trying to find my, you know, what my soul's here to do. Your soul's here to just live and have a human existence. And that means incorporating a soul purpose as maybe a parent, as a lover, as somebody in a certain career, somebody with certain hobbies, somebody, you know, we have many varied, multi-pronged soul purposes. Purpose is to be you and to live out your astral energetic wiring on this planet. So, Sun conjunct with Pluto in the second house is going to reveal to you what your purpose materially is. Now, maybe your purpose is to materially eventually have a caravan in a spot down by the beach as well as your country home, and maybe materially you've got this caravan, which is a wonderful place you can go on holiday in the summertime down by the beach, and you can use that material good, that material advantage that you have in life of having a caravan by the beach, to bless other people. Maybe that's your sole purpose, to use some material advantage that you have to be a blessing to others. You need a holiday, you've been working so hard, I can see what you've been going through, I want you to take my caravan, use it for a couple of weeks and just chill out and have some time out. You are using material blessings, material goods to a beautiful soul purpose of uplifting your friends, uplifting your family, supporting them. That's the kind of thing. So what is this revealing to you around the 19th? How you can use your material goods to achieve a soul purpose, to achieve a soul direction that it's very meaningful to you in life. It's going to be shown to you how you can do that sort of thing. Quite exciting, Sagittarius. All right, Capricorn rising, sun or moon people. Well, obviously the energy for you guys of Pluto in a conjunction with the Sun is occurring in your first house, the house of self and the house of initiation, where you can make changes. So this is a house of survival and the reason for incarnation. It's how things affect us personally. So what this means when Sun conjuncts Pluto is that how you get involved with power plays, how you might be manipulating others, how you might be coercing others is going to be shown to you. That's heavy duty. It's going to be healthy though, because when we are shown to our true self in the negative, in the shadow, Pluto is the shadow energy, that's when you can make the change. That's when you can say, hey, you know, I know I've been a real prick in this area. I am going to make a change and clear my karma, and I'm going to start doing good. So the Sun illuminates the Pluto behaviors that you, first house is you, are exhibiting. So that might be confronting for some people. It's probably worthwhile having your journal handy so that you can process those things as they come up. But it can be very empowering too and lift you to a higher vibration. If you can, Pluto word here, if you can compost those negative, destructive behaviors within yourself, then you can rise up to a higher vibration that will ultimately attract more goodness, more light, more abundance, more beauty into your life. But it's going to mean that you have to initiate the change. It's not going to be through a circumstance happening to you. It's going to be you getting a revelation about who you are and initiating and making the needed changes. So that could be quite exciting, quite transformative. There might also be the illumination of some secrets and some mysteries that come to the light. What kind of secrets? What kind of mysteries? Secrets and mysteries about yourself. Now, I spoke about this with our Sagittarian friends, and it also equally applies to you, my Capricornian friends. You know, I spoke about with Saggy, I spoke about the iceberg and how only a small portion of who we are sits above the water, like the bit above the iceberg. The rest is hidden from us, or the majority of our psyche and our psychological behaviors, they're hidden from us. But on this day, the 19th of January, when the Sun conjuncts Pluto, those behaviors, those deep, secretive, maybe self-sabotaging behaviors, maybe lack of worthiness issues, maybe social anxiety issues, or maybe attachment issues or something, all these deep psychological issues that we might have are illuminated to us so that we can make the change. Now, Sun conjuncts Pluto every year, and since 2008 it's been conjuncting Pluto in once a year in your first house, the house of self, the house of you. This has been a key period of history for your soul to refine itself, Capricorn, to beautify itself, to purge and release and excrete the non-beautiful sides of who you are, so that you can be, Capricorn people can really raise in vibration. Now, after 2024, this is no longer going to be occurring once a year for you in your first house. It's going to be affecting Aquarius in their first house. So you only have this year and potentially next year for you to do something about this, this purging, this releasing of self-sabotaging behaviors, of anxiety, of deep, everything below the waterline, the secrets and mysteries of your psyche. So I would do a deep dive around the 19th of January. Get into some psychological books. Watch documentaries about, behavior patterns and self-sabotaging issues and things like that. Go deep, and it will be illuminated to you where there needs to be some change and some growth and some healing occur. Make the most of this last 2 years you're going to have with this Sun conjuncting Pluto in your first house, the chance to refine who you are and purify who you are. Such a beautiful energy in that sense for your soul. Now, just to conclude here, the Sun conjunct Pluto can be a time of illumination for your soul's purpose. And many of you, my beautiful Capricorn friends, will be discovering under this energy what your soul purpose is. Now, we don't have a singular soul purpose. That's a fallacy. Some people come to me and say, what is my soul purpose? Expecting to hear you should be a doctor, or, you should be, a missionary or something. Like, this is false. There is no one singular soul purpose. Your soul purpose might be to be a really good friend, to be a fabulous son or daughter, to be a homeowner. Your soul purpose might be to have a shining career. Or what I'm really trying to say is you can be all of those things, and they are all your soul purpose, to have that journey through life. There is no one singular pointed thing, unless, of course, you have one of those rare charts that has all the planets in a single sign. Then maybe you've got a singular life purpose. Most of us have a multi-pronged life purpose. So what am I saying here? Sun conjunct Pluto is going to illuminate what personally for you is your soul purpose at this point in time. And maybe you might feel that your soul purpose is to own a home. Maybe you've been renting all your life and you decide under the illumination on the 19th of January, my purpose is to have my own plot of land, and I'm going to find it. I'm going to build a little house. I'm going to grow my own, self-sufficient garden or whatever. I watched this beautiful YouTuber the YouTube channel is called Fineth, and I never say that right, I'm sure, but it's FYNTH, I think, and it's about this woman's gorgeous journey to self-sufficiency in a tiny home, I think up in Montana. Fascinating, or Wyoming, one of those states. Love it. It's a great channel. And maybe that's what you realize, hey, I need to own land, and I don't care how or where I do it. That's what I'm going to do. That might be the revelation that comes to you. Or it could be that you realize, you know what, I've been a really crap friend, looking deep into that soul sabotaging kind of, lack below the waterline kind of stuff. And you're like, I need to be a better friend. In fact, that's my new soul purpose, or part of my multi-pronged soul purpose is to be a better friend going forward. And I'm going to, get out there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to, have my friends over for coffee more. I'm going to, take a baked cake to them when they're sick. I'm going to be a better friend. And that might be a part of what your new soul purpose is. So it can be anything, but something about your purpose, very personal to you and your life journey, is going to be revealed around the 19th. Thank you, my beautiful Capricorn rising, sun or moon friends. Now, Aquarius rising, sun or moon friends, this is putting the energy of Pluto and the sun in conjunction together in Capricorn, your 12th house. Well, this is a house that's very difficult to get a grasp on, and yet here is the sun illuminating the shadow side, illuminating the deep Pluto issues. Now, Pluto is deeply psychological and the 12th house is deeply psychological. So what this tells me is that something is going to be illuminated psychologically for you. Some behavior, some karmic loop that you keep living, some destructive behavior that keeps you from your own empowerment. Excuse me, we have a lot of flies at the moment. So I have to shoo them away. But there is going to be some illumination, Aquarius, of some shadow side psychologically of yourself that has been holding you back. So that could be a self-sabotaging behavior that's come out of your childhood patterns, some anxious attachment that you carry as a result of a childhood experience, perhaps. This is things from our past that affect us going forward into the future. Those things are going to be illuminated under this energy. Sometimes the 12th house is an energy of where things feel out of control, where we don't have a very strong understanding of things or very strong grasp of things. But under the illumination of the sun with Pluto, it is likely to become a lot clearer for you where your psychological self is letting you down, or your deep behavioral patterns are letting you down. I would also suggest that ancestors on the other side, angels and higher beings, are also going to positively contribute to your awareness. So you could have, on the 19th of January when this energy occurs, you might have some sort of very strong omen or a strong premonition in your life. You might have some big revelation that comes in a quite magical way, in a sort of synchronistic way that you're like, oh, I can't deny this. This is the universe guiding me kind of stuff. The angels on the other side helping you. So don't be surprised if you get some sort of vision, or you have a very profound dream. Have a book, by, journal by your bed, write it all down. Some foreboding or sign, some subconscious revelation. Okay, this is what it's all about. This is a house of moksha and liberation. So, and Pluto is an energy of composting. So I really feel that something's going to be let go of. Maybe some old karma that is now released out of your life. In fact, I would support releasing of toxicity in your life. And I'm talking toxic karma, toxic feelings, toxic habits, and so on. I would support the releasing of those things by maybe doing a juice fast or some sort of detoxification on the 19th of January to assist the letting go. Pluto is to compost and let go, and the 12th house is liberation, where is a moksha house, liberation, dissolving of things that do not serve you and are not part of your journey anymore. So I really think for Aquarius people, there's a real letting go. Sorry, flies are so bad. Oh, I hate Australian summer flies. I'm so sorry. A real letting go. It's alchemy once we can release and let go of what has karmically been holding us back. I don't know if anyone's ever read the book, The Alchemist. Fabulous book, very great story description of what alchemy truly is. It's, in this sense, what I'm talking about is something that is with you, that you know about, that's always there, but you haven't been consciously aware of it. And it's the realization of what that is that allows you then to dissolve those things out of your life. Very much this Pluto theme here too. You might want to sleep more under this energy. You might want to just daydream more and stare out the window. You might be inclined to want to have a break as well. And I would encourage you to do so if you can. Take a holiday or go away for a day, go down to the beach or something like that. Sit there by the ocean and allow just the positive ions and the energy to just cleanse the soul. Take time out if your soul is calling you to do so. Spend time in seclusion, spend time in prayer or meditation. It's going to be very, very helpful. And as you do this on this energy on the 19th of January, 19th of January, it's going to illuminate for you your true soul purpose and to realize what your mission and your purpose on the planet is. So it's through taking time out, it's through meditating, it's through paying attention to the spiritual elements of life, the signs, the forebodings, the synchronicities, that realization and aha moments can happen for you around the 19th of January. So exciting, Aquarius. So Pisces, for you guys, my beautiful Pisces friends, the conjunction of the Sun with Pluto at 28 degrees of Capricorn is occurring in your 11th house, the house of where you can be profitable and gainful. Now, maybe for many Pisces people, you have been in the dark about how you can be more prosperous, more successful, and achieve more of the recognition that you deserve. Let me just say that on this date, the 19th of January, it is likely that some illumination will occur for you. You will be shown what steps you can take, what people you can talk to, what opportunities are available for you to become more profitable and gainful. It's the illumination of what has been kept hidden or secretive or mysterious in your life regarding profitability. So what a blessing for our Pisces friends that actually is. The 11th house for a Pisces person is ruled by Capricorn, and so this is, Pisces people have the potential to really be highly successful because of Capricornian energy in their 11th house of profit and gain. Highly ambitious and to achieve success that way. But if there's anything that has been kept hidden from you, Pisces, regarding that sort of thing, it can be revealed. The sun will illuminate, especially if something has been, well, let's say, kept hidden from you secretively about, you can take this direction. Maybe, let me give you a scenario. Maybe you're part of a networking group. This is the house of networking. And, everybody else in this networking group seems to be flourishing and successful. And you're struggling along trying to do things, just as they're saying and what have you. Then it might come to light on the 19th of January that this networking group has actually been a couple of members from this group have been meeting secretly and trying new alternative ways of doing things that the rest of the group wasn't privy to, and that's why they're succeeding and the rest of the group is not. Secrets are going on in this networking group. Manipulations, power plays are going on in this networking group. Pluto type behavior in a large group, like a networking group or club or an organization or a community group or something. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying here. If you're involved in any of those sorts of things, if you're involved in it might be a network of people located all over the world, could be even in, a group of people in your town, something will come to light about this group, about this organization, where somebody is manipulating things or someone in the group is coercing other people. That kind of stuff can be revealed. And look, it may not even be in your personal life, Pisces. It could be out there in the collective that you see something, that it is highlighted to you. Some manipulation, some coercion is revealed that's been affecting you, I feel, personally, and holding you back from your true success personally. So that can happen for some Pisces people. Also, this is a house of our friendships, and any destructive behaviors that our friends are involved in, or any secretive behaviors that our friends are involved in, might be illuminated now. We can see clearly, oh my goodness, they were doing that, or they were saying that, and that was affecting me negatively, and I never noticed it before. Maybe they were gaslighting me, or maybe they were manipulating me, and you realize it and you're like, that's it, I've got to make a change regarding this friendship group that I'm a part of, regarding this friend that I have that I thought had my back but really does not. Any kind of dark, shadowy behavior by friends, by social groups, by connections will be highlighted when the Sun conjuncts with Pluto. But the reason that happens is that so change can be made. Whenever something is revealed by Pluto energy, or something Plutonian is revealed, that is calling us to make a change in friendships, a change in social groups in this case, or a change in how we strive after our profitability and gainfulness. So keep your eyes peeled on these topics, my beautiful Pisces friends, so that you can make the changes that need to be made. Okay, this is also the house of the wealth that we make from our contribution to the world. And of course, Pisces people love to contribute to an ideological vision of how the world should be. So for Pisces people, what this can reveal, Pluto conjunct with the Sun, can reveal our sole purpose regarding how we can make wealth and prosperity by giving to the world. So many people, and I've talked about this with every other sign so far, but there are many, our sole purpose is many and multi-pronged, not just singular. The only time you have a singular sole purpose might be if you have a massive stellium of planets in a single sign that says this is your purpose, and don't even bother with anything else. Most of us have a multi-pronged sole purpose to maybe be a parent, perhaps for some people, or a good lover, have a home. Part of our purpose might be to be adventurous and have a life of travel and exploration, a great career. Like, we can have many things happening in our lives that give our life purpose and meaning, and that are the reason for our soul incarnation. But for Pluto conjunct Sun occurring in the 11th house, there is going to be an illumination of our soul purpose regarding what we can contribute, like I said, to the world that can bring prosperity flowing back to us in our lives. So it's a chance for that to be illuminated to us, and for us to embrace that soul purpose, and for many people to realize what that soul purpose is, what you can give to the world that's going to cause your personal life situation materially to flourish. So it could be that maybe you make an astro wheel. Somebody picks up this, the production of this astro wheel, and that's your gift to the world, this concept of an astro wheel that then brings in a lot of money for you, that kind of thing. Or it could be something that you do. Maybe you are a leader of a club or a group or an organization, and that's your gift to the world, and it's now in a position where that club or group is going to generate a high turnover of finance, and something is illuminated to you on the 19th of January for how you can generate financial success through this club or this group or this organization that you're part of. couple of examples there. There's many ways, of course, that can play out, and it's likely to be shown to you. This is a chance to really have your dreams and desires and ambitions empowered. So I carry a dream journal with me, a dream book, where I write down my, aspirations and goals and any sort of, epiphanies that I have regarding what I can do in the world. I would suggest it's a good idea for a Pisces person on this day to have a book like that handy, if you're into books, or an app on your phone to do that with. Because you might get an aha moment or an epiphany for how you can achieve some new dream or take a step further towards your goal or your ambition. Illumination of the next steps required can come to you as well. So lots and lots going on for our Pisces friends. Lots of illumination, lots of empowerment regarding profitability, gainfulness, friendships and group involvements, and your contribution, Pisces, to creating a more utopian world. And wouldn't we all like to see that? I'd love to see a more Epicurean type society. That would be lovely. Okay, thank you, my beautiful Pisces friends. Now, Aries rising, sun or moon people. Well, the energy of this particular conjunction of Pluto and Saturn, not Saturn, in Saturn's sign, Pluto and the Sun in Capricorn, is occurring on the 19th of January in your 10th house. And whenever something is happening on an angular house, we feel it more strongly. So you Aries people will be feeling this strongly. This is where some sort of illumination of a secret or a mystery can occur on the 19th of January. Maybe your boss, something comes to light about your boss. Maybe you find out what he really thinks of you. Or maybe you find out that your boss, she wants you to take on a new project, and that comes to light. Something that has been hidden from you up until now becomes illuminated, becomes revealed on or around the 19th of January. Be careful though, because in this house of authority figures and structures and human law, there can be some power plays, some manipulation, some coercion that can also be revealed. Maybe you discover just how the government is ripping you off. I mean, you don't have to look too hard to find that, do you? Maybe you find out that a person, like you're going to court or something like that, and the person that you're dealing with or the judge is in a power play or a bribery situation or something. There's some sort of power play, manipulation, coercion with somebody in a position of authority. Maybe you're bribing the judge, or maybe they are being bribed by someone else, but it can be revealed where a boss or an authority figure is rorting something or exhibiting Pluto kind of shadow energy, rorting the system, manipulating things, and so on. Destructive behaviors in the authority figures in our lives can be revealed. In order that we can compost them. Now, there's not much you can do when an authority figure is, doing the dirty on everybody, but you can choose to walk away, Aries. That's one thing you can do. You can say, well, look, if that's going on, I don't want to be a part of that. I have greater integrity than that. I'm going to, move to a different job, or I'm going to start my own company, or I'm going to do whatever. Destructive behaviors by bosses and authority figures are likely to be revealed so that you can do something about your involvement with that and your situation and your connection to that. Okay, so be prepared to change if needed to keep your integrity and to keep your karma clean. This is also the house of our father figures. So, if you are, there could be some secret that's revealed about your father. Some knowledge comes to light about your father that you had no awareness of. Maybe Pluto is skeletons in the cupboard. Maybe an old skeleton in the cupboard regarding your father's family or his ancestry comes to light too. So for some people that might happen as well. It's the house of the 10th house is the house of the legacy that we leave for those who come after us. So make sure, and this I'm just going back to what I was saying earlier, make sure that the legacy that you're leaving is above board and karmically clean, so that your next of kin or the people that come after you in the world get the best of the energy that you leave on the planet, in terms of a legacy, rather than something dodgy and sort of half-assed, or something that was manipulative, or something that was a bit be evil, you know, maybe, you know, the ends justified the means, and so you did something, you know, harmful. You don't want to leave a legacy like that. Okay, so be conscious about that, and those sorts of things that may actually come to light under this energy on the 19th. This is also, I must say, the chance for us to embrace our soul purpose. And Aries, for you, there's likely to be some sort of soul purpose or a realization of what your soul purpose is in terms of the legacy you want to leave for the world. What's the energy you want to be known for and remembered for? Maybe it might be a career. What is the career recognition that you long for? And suddenly you might get an illumination about, well, look, this is who I want to be remembered for. This is the type of person, this is the type of integrity that I want to be respected for and honored for. And so I'm going to live like this, or I'm going to do that. That revelation about what that is can happen on the 19th of January. Also, as I said, some career revelation. You know, I'm not happy doing hairdressing any longer. I would like to, you know, move into owning a boutique and a cafe or something, you know, and you realize what your purpose is regarding some career that you, aspirations that you have. You know, it's like a penny drop moment, an epiphany, an aha moment, career-wise, reputation-wise, leadership-wise, and that kind of thing. So that is where I think things are at for our Aries friends. In the coming week. Taurus rising, sun or moon people. The energy of the conjunction of Pluto and the sun in Capricorn is occurring in your 9th house. So this is the house of communication with the gods, and this is happening on the 19th of January. So you might get a message from the divine about your purpose, about the meaning of life for you. You might have thought that life for you was all about, I don't know, being a successful career person. But then you have this epiphany, this message from the divine that says life purpose is much more than that. Maybe your life purpose is to get out and have adventures and expand your soul and the knowledge of your soul through, you know, immersing yourself in many wonderful, exciting, happy adventures in life. And you're like, that's it, I've got to shake up my life, I've got to start doing that. But the revelation can come for you, my Taurus friends, on and around the 19th of January. And I've just given you an example of one particular soul purpose. There are many and varied soul purposes. We have many multi-pronged soul purposes, not very rarely is it ever singular. So you might discover something new about your soul purpose, some meaning, some direction for your life that you never realized before, likely to come through an epiphany, an aha moment, something that is very strongly revealed for you. I do see a lot of you Taurus people getting some revelations on your mission and what is going to give your life meaning. Now, I also need to point out, Taurus, since 2008, we have been having conjunctions annually of the Sun and Pluto in your 9th house of what gives our life meaning. And only for another 2 years are we going to have this. So this has been a very key, you know, 14-year period of your life that will never occur again, where annually you're getting the opportunity for a revelation about life purpose and meaning and mission. Don't waste this. Have a journal by your bed and write it down. What comes to you? What revelations does the divine reveal to you about your mission, your purpose, what gives your life meaning on the 19th of January? Because it's this year and next year and then no more. It's not going to happen again in your life. The conjunction of Sun and Pluto is going to move to your 10th house, not your 9th house any longer. Make the most of this opportunity for revelation, for knowledge, obtaining knowledge and understanding about your journey while it lasts. This is also the house of our belief systems, finding our truth and being freed and liberated because of our truth and because of our belief system. So for my beautiful Taurus friends, there is going to be an illumination of what is your truth. And there's going to be an empowerment of your own personal freedom. Now, that might happen in a manner that doesn't feel like freedom. It might feel like heaviness. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe you get fired from a job or something and it doesn't feel like truth and it doesn't feel like freedom. But down the track, you realize that firing from a job, for example, it could be anything, that heaviness actually led to you being liberated. You know, you got fired from your secretarial position, so you went and you started, doing home baking and selling it at markets, and it turned into you developing a patisserie and having like a gorgeous shop, 5 years later, because you lost a job and it led you towards your freedom and your liberation. So that kind of thing can happen to some sort of catalyst moment because of Pluto conjunct the Sun in your 9th house. So this is really about an expansion of your understanding of life, usually through some adventure. And it could be a challenging adventure like, oh my God, losing my job, or it could be an uplifting adventure like getting a free ticket to go explore America's national parks or something, some sort of holiday opportunity that comes your way, and it really expands you and challenges you and broadens your horizons. So very, very exciting. Now, this is also not, I've given you a couple of illustrations here, but the energy of Pluto conjunct Sun can be the illumination of hidden mysteries, because that's what Pluto's all about, and the Sun illuminates whatever it touches. So if there is some sort of belief system that you have had, or you might not even realize that you cling to a belief system, but you harbor it and you hold on to it, and it's not serving you. Some I don't know, like I said, a belief system, some sort of moral code or ethical code that you've adhered to even without realizing it, then the Sun can illuminate, hey, this is what you're clinging to, and it's actually not serving you. So there's this revelation that can happen, this realization that, hey, I need to change that attitude. I need to change that belief. I need to modify my moral stance on something because it's actually not serving me. But that's what we're talking about here, this secret beliefs. And when I say secret, it's not like, a club with secret beliefs and, Illuminati or Masonic Lodge or something, but it's more about your secret psychological belief patterns or moral patterns that you're not consciously aware of because they're in your subconscious. They can be illuminated under this energy so that you can modify them, so that you can change them. This is very much an energy of our destructive behaviors being revealed and giving us the opportunity to compost them. So pay attention to those eureka moments, grasp and grab onto those deep understandings, change your life, because in dealing with those things, you could totally redirection your life into a far more profitable, beneficial, delightful, and abundant blossoming of who you are. And there's only 2 more years, this year and next year, that we have the opportunity to work with this energy in this realm of the chart. Thank you, my beautiful Taurus people. And now Gemini. Thank you, Gemini, for waiting until last. My Gemini rising, Sun, or Moon people. The energy of Sun conjunct Pluto is in Capricorn. This is your 8th house. Now, you Gemini people have been through a lot, I feel, since 2008, since Pluto moved into your 8th house. There's been a lot of purging, refining. For some of you, there might have been some traumatic upheavals that have allowed you to reinvent yourself and renew yourself in some way, to renovate your life in some way. But it probably hasn't been easy, and you're getting to the stage now, Gemini, where it's all starting to wrap up and conclude. And the Sun, in a conjunction with this 8th house placement of Pluto, is going to illuminate the final steps you need to take to totally transform yourself, to totally transform your life and make it what you want, to rise from the ashes and be empowered. And there's only 2 more years when this is going to occur. This year with the conjunction of the Sun and Pluto, and next year with the conjunction of the Sun and Pluto, and then Pluto's out of Capricorn for the rest of your life, never again. So this is an opportunity to transform yourself. So what this is doing on the 19th of January is the Sun is showing you what needs to be changed. Where are you jealous? Where are you manipulative? Where do you coerce other people? Or where are they doing it to you? And when you realize these things, you can draw a line in the sand. That's it. I'm not going to behave that way anymore. I'm going to vibrate at a higher level. I'm not going to do that to people. Or draw a line in the sand and say, hey, I'm not going to take that anymore. that's it. I'm putting some boundaries in place. No more are you going to coerce me, gaslight me, manipulate me. And you change the dynamic. You transform the dynamic that you have with Pluto energy, power plays, manipulation, coercion, and so on. So that can be very powerful. Owning your power, Sun conjunct Pluto, owning your power and transforming, 8th house, your life. Now, this is also, my Gemini friends, the house of big life changes, divorces, accidents, tragedies, breakdowns or breakthroughs, which can be very good when we break through with a certain situation. And Pluto conjunct with the Sun, it's likely to shine a light on a breakthrough that needs to be made, or it might illuminate an area of life that if you don't address and sort it out, it's going to lead to a breakdown. So you can get a revelation about that. You know, it might be illuminating for you some sort of secretive behavior or coercive behavior that could lead to divorce ultimately if you don't deal with it. So the Sun is illuminating Pluto things in the 8th house, dramatic reversals, you know, divorces, potential for accidents or breakdowns. The Sun's going to show you, hang on, here's something to address. Here's something deep and psychological that's going on that don't stick your head in the sand about. Get on with healing this, working with this, transforming this so that it doesn't turn into a tragedy. So pay attention, Gemini. Like I said, there's only 2 more years of this. It's all been designed to transform your soul and change your life and the journey of your life. But you want to avoid any sort of sudden crashing down by being aware, being open-eyed and conscious, okay? So it's likely that on the 19th of January, something will be shown to you that is an illumination of this Pluto stuff, like I said. It's going to give you the chance to renew your life, to renovate your life and reactivate your life. So what is shown to you is going to give you the chance to make the change, as I've said. Now, Pluto is the ancient god of great wealth. So an 8th house transit of Pluto is not a bad thing. Yes, lots of transformation. Yes, plenty of healing. Both planet and house are connected to healing. But this is the house of, you know, what we receive from others materially, but also moral support, emotional support, that kind of thing. Finances, material goods, inheritances, wills, payouts, windfalls, our need to depend on other people is seen through the 8th house for our journey, our resources and our journey in life. So there's been a real transformation of that. I know a lot of Gemini, I have a lot of Gemini friends in this field, in this industry. And many of them since 2008 have gone through a process of being very dependent on a partner and transforming that into a state of independent prosperity and abundance. So some have done that because they've received a payout from a divorce. Some have done that because they've built their own business and created their own company. Some have done that, you know, through some inheritance that they have really used and maximized well, that kind of thing. Now, the Sun conjunct with Pluto is going to illuminate how you can take communal property or the resources that somebody else is offering you, like kindness or moral support or emotional support or financial backing, how you can take that and utilize it for your best advantage. Okay, that's going to be illuminated. It's going to be shown to you how you can maybe use a payout or an inheritance, or somebody offering you you know, you've got nowhere to sleep and they're offering you a room to sleep in while you get on your feet again or something like that. Like things you receive from others, it's going to be shown to you how you can use those things to your best advantage to transform your life and re-emerge like a phoenix from the ashes. So it's a big one. It's a big placement. You've been through a lot, but like I said, there's only 2 more years of understanding, like going through this particular conjunction, understanding what it's all about, what it's trying to show you, and working with that transformation. I really think for you guys, more than any other sign, this is a chance for you to embrace your soul purpose and to realize what your soul purpose is, because it's been changing so much since 2008. So the conjunction of Sun with Pluto is going to shine a light on like psychological issues that need to be transformed so that you can embrace your soul purpose and your life direction. And this will likely happen quickly as well. The 8th house is a very fast, pacey house. Yeah, and it's a house of where we get a sudden shock that leads us to our new soul purpose, our new life direction. So there might be something that happens on the 19th that shocks you, that comes out of the blue. You didn't see it coming and you have to pinch yourself. Is this really real? Is this really happening to me? And it leads you into a new phase of life, or a new blossoming, or a new fruiting of who you could be and who you are. There is, because this is a house of secrets, and Pluto is a planet of secrets. So I do feel that the sun will be illuminating some skeleton in the closet, some hidden behavior either of yourself or of other people, some way that other people are maybe withholding money from you. For some Gemini people, it might be that something about a will or an inheritance is revealed where you've missed out and they've done the dirty on you, and you need to take action to make sure you get what you deserve. So for some Gemini people, that can be the case under this conjunction as well. The illumination of where there's been some manipulation or power plays or coercion that's occurred in a secretive manner with a will or an inheritance or that kind of thing. So that's another way that this energy can play out. So don't be afraid. Like I just see it so many times, people saying, oh, well, my brother and my sister took, 99% of the estate, and, they left me with blah, blah, blah. And that's okay. And, 10 years later, you're on the poverty line and you're like, damn it, why didn't I do something about that? Why did I let them walk all over me? It is perfectly all right. You are not a bad person if you seek justice and fairness in terms of some sort of payout or remuneration or a will. That's why I mention this, because Sun conjunct Pluto is saying there's going to be an illumination of some secretive, underhanded behavior, potentially in a situation like that, or it might be somebody else is doing the dirty secretively on you in some other way. Don't be afraid, Gemini, to stand up and say, not having it. Justice and fairness needs to prevail for me and for you. Because, unfortunately the world is full of situations where people try to do the dirty on others. Anyhow, I'm going off on a tangent, but maybe somebody needed to hear that or be encouraged to do that, or to embrace their own power. Pluto is our willpower. Pluto is our strength, and the sun might be illuminating in this realm of the chart where you need to own your power instead of having it taken from you. Actually, I'm getting just a real sense that somebody needs to hear that. This is the house of our own willpower and our own assertion of willpower. That's also a first house thing, is how we assert ourselves in the world. But this is where we take our power back when it's been taken from us. And for somebody out there, maybe a couple of people out there, they need to hear Sun conjunct Pluto is going to show you, maybe I'm the one showing you now, you need to take your power back. There's only 2 more years for you to do so, to take your power back where you have had your power taken from you. Don't be afraid to do it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you an honorable person, honoring the self, honoring your life journey and your soul's journey by seeking fairness and justice in a certain situation. Okay, I don't know who needed to hear that, but please don't diddle yourself out of what you deserve. Thank you, my beautiful Gemini friends. Now, we've come to the end of the line with our sojourn around the horoscope for Pluto conjunct Sun. Thank you, my gorgeous YouTube fans and followers. I will be back next week with another Astro Weather Report. Have a great week until then. I'll catch you next week.